In this video, I'm going to show you how to make Pikachu, and you'll need 113 yellows, 5 browns, 6 blacks, and 2 whites. So let's get started. First, I'm going to show you how to make the ears, and you'll have to make one on your own. I've already made one. To make the ear, we're going to take a single yellow, double it, and putting it from the first to the second peg, taking 2 single yellows, double it, and putting it from the second to the third. Repeat again, 2 single yellows, double it, from the third to the fourth, taking a single yellow, double it, from the fourth to the fifth, taking a single black, double it, from the fifth to the sixth, taking a single black and looping the end peg off 4 times to create 5 loops. And you want to make it tight so it's pointy. And if you can't do 5, go ahead and do 4 or less. It's up to you, but it won't be as pointy. So go under all those cap bands. I know it'll be tight. Grabbing the bottom 2 and very carefully release any tension and looping it right onto itself, creating teardrops. And just loop all the way up. And again, you want to make 2 of these, and you can set it the same configuration on the other side as I'm doing, and pause the video if you want, or you can pause to do it on your own. And let's take it very carefully off the loom to put it aside for later. There's my ear. It shouldn't come off, and you should have 2 of them. Let's make his arms and legs. The arms, I'm taking 2 single rubber bands, and I'll do both at the same time. So 2 single rubber bands coming down 3 times for both arms. So that's 3. I'm going to do my second arm. It's 2. 3. And I'm looping the end for his fingers twice to create 3 loops. So it's 3. Go in, grabbing the bottom 2 and looping it onto itself, and you want to do the same for the other arm, and we'll put it aside for later. Go in, grabbing the bottom 2, hold down till it doesn't slip off, and looping it onto itself like that. And take it off the loom and put it aside for later. And if it's going to come off, just leave it on a holding hook, but it shouldn't. So there's one arm, there's the other, and straighten any rubber bands if you want, you feel like it's loose. Let's make the tail, starting with a single brown rubber band, and we're singling and doubling the whole project. Single, double, put it from the center peg to the second center, single brown, double, put it diagonally from this second center to the left second, single, double, down the center, single, double, brown on the other side. Now we're taking a yellow, single, double, and we're coming down 3 times on the left side, single, double, 2, single, double, 3. Let's come down twice in the center, single, double, 1, single, double, 2. And we'll come diagonally from the center to the right, like that, creating our zigzag lightning tail, single, double. Now from this left side to the center diagonally like that, single double, like that. And let's put some holding rubber bands, single double, yellow, so that's the fourth peg to the fourth peg, taking a single brown, doubling it from the third to the third, holding rubber band, single double. These are all holding rubber bands from that one to that one, and one last one, single double, from that one to that one, and these are all holding rubber bands. And let's make the tip of the tail, taking a single double and put it from this skip, don't attach it. We're going to attach it to this one and this one, but this is the top of the tail. From that one to that one, single double, again single double, coming twice down the center, on the side, and we'll go diagonally from the center to the right, like that, right there. Close it off, single double, and we'll come all the way to the bottom of our loom, single double, that's 3, 5 times, 4, 5, and let's work up the left side to make our lightning, single double, go up 1, single double, so there's 3 right now on the top of the tail on the left side, and we zigzagged there, single double, go up once like that, and make sure you push everything down so it doesn't overlap, and we'll come diagonally to the left and close off the left twice all the way to the end of our loom, like that. So that's your shape right now for the tail. Now let's finish up the center of our tail, single double, push all your rubber bands down, and the last single double on the center, and that closes it off. And let's take single double, let's close off the tail diagonally like that. So that's the shape you should have so far. And now we are going to take a single and loop it 3 times on a hook to create 4 loops like that. Taking a single, double it, and getting on our middle finger and pulling those looped rubber bands onto the single we doubled, like that. And we are going to put it on the left bottom peg. This creates a little bit of a sharp edge for our lightning, for the tip of our tail. Taking a single, and we are going to cap this off, looping it 3 times to create 4 loops, and we'll loop this off to give it a little bit of an edge. Again, loop it 3 times to create 4 loops. So we cap that end one off, this, and we'll do this one also. From the first, loop it 3 times to create 4 loops. And let's put some holding rubber bands, taking a single, double, diagonally from this peg to that peg, single, double, this to there, single, double. We're just going up our lightning towards the top of our tail, single, double, single, double, and we'll put the last triangle here towards the tip of the tail. So we have holding here, holding there, here, these two, and the triangle here. Now we're ready to loop. We're going on the top peg, the very bottom left, pull it back, grab the top two, and looping it to the center, like that. Go on the other side, very carefully under the cap band, grab the top two, and looping it into the center. And we'll go in the center now, pull the bottom two bands down so you can see, pull everything back, grab the bottom two, and looping it onto itself, creating teardrops. And we can bring the right side, looping it onto itself all the way to here. Pull all your holding rubber bands back and just loop right down to the edge. And release any tension you may have. Let's finish up the center. Go in the center, loop up that band. So that's from the second peg to the third peg before we do the left side. Now let's do the left. We're going to go in, grab the bottom two, looping it onto itself. We want to pull our edge of our lightning back, straighten it out, continue up the left. Now I'm on the third peg, looping it to the center. Now I'm at the center third. From the center third, I want to get the bottom two. So I want to reach all the way in, grabbing the bottom two bands, and very carefully, if there's any tension, release it, because it's very tight, and looping it onto the fourth peg from the bottom. Now let's continue up, and we're looping it to the right side, right here. That's the left fourth peg from the bottom, and we're going to loop up the left side to the very where we started our first rubber band, the first peg. Make sure you pull the rubber bands down if you can't see it, and looping it right onto itself like that. So the left side is done. Now let's do the right side. Go under that peg where we have the cap band. Very carefully, don't over pull, looping it onto itself, creating teardrops. In the center peg, the fourth from the where we first put our rubber band, the third one, grab the bottom two bands, looping it onto itself, and finishing it up. There. So the top of your tail is done. And let's take the tip off, and don't take these two off yet. So very carefully take the tip off. There's my lightning tail, and I'm going to put my hook through the last two loops to get those rubber bands onto my hook, and we can fix the loose rubber bands where the tail zigzags for our lightning later. And now we are adding it to the bottom of the tail. There should be 4 rubber bands in each, and you're going to attach one to here and one set to here. So I want my point of the tail to point that way, away from me, or towards the loom, and attaching our tail together there. And now let's go in that 5th peg, and we are going to loop it onto itself, creating teardrops. The other side, same thing, pull it back, grabbing a rubber band to loop onto itself. Just continue grabbing the bottom 2 bands and looping it onto itself. I'm going to turn it back, and I'm going down my left side first, Go in, grab the bottom two bands, and very carefully release any tension, looping it onto itself. And I'm just reaching in and grabbing the bottom two bands. Don't loop up any holding rubber bands. And I'm looping the left side all the way to the center. Like that. And now I'm coming up the center, reaching in, grabbing those rubber bands, making sure I see teardrops. There. And now we can take our tail off and put it on a holding hook to attach to a body. Make sure you don't break your rubber bands. There's my lightning tail, and you can adjust it to the way you like it and pull in any loose rubber bands. Let's make Pikachu. Starting at the top of our loom with 2 single rubber bands. We're going down the center first, from the first to the second center, and we'll come diagonally on the sides. Push it down, repeat on the other side, and we'll come down 2 for his face with 2 single rubber bands. And then we'll come through the center peg down to his chin and push it all the way down. You don't want it to overlap. And repeat on the other side, 2 single rubber bands. And coming to his chin, pushing it down, and let's close up his face. And again, making sure that peg right there doesn't overlap. Let's do the body, 2 single rubber bands diagonally from the chin. Repeat on the other side. We'll come down 2 times on both sides. Let's come down another one, come down 3 times on both sides. And let's close his body off with 2 single rubber bands all the way to his bottom. And let's do the center of his body, same thing. 2 single rubber bands right down the center to his bottom. Like that. And let's do his legs. We'll attach it while we're here, taking 3 single rubber bands and putting it from the leg peg and down 1. Again on the other side, 3 single rubber bands from the leg peg down 1, like that. And we'll cap the end off for his toes. We'll do that 3 times, or loop it twice to create 3 loops. Let's put some holding rubber bands, taking 2 single rubber bands, put it on around the torso area, push it down, 2 single rubber bands around the tummy. And let's make the eyes. For the eyes, I'm making it like my penguin eyes. I'm going to make it black and white, so taking a single black, loop it 3 times to create 4 loops, take a single white, loop it twice on one side, twice on the other, It can kind of go any way you want because I'm mainly having the black stick out. So taking another black, looping it 3 times to create 4 loops, taking a single white and looping it twice on one side and twice on the other. And since our face is yellow, we're taking the yellow and pulling our eyes right onto that yellow band. And let's get our eye onto our loom. It's the second peg from the top. And split our eyes out. Again, we'll mainly want the black to be showing, so we'll work with that. Fix it when we're done. Let's get our nose. For the nose, I'm taking a single and looping it 3 times to create 4 loops. And I don't want it to really show, I'm just kind of pulling it out a little. So taking a single, double it, and getting the looped rubber bands onto that, the single we doubled, and getting it right onto our loom, our hook like that. Now pulling everything right onto a single yellow, and we'll put it on the face again. There won't be much of a nose. We're just putting it on there so we can pull out a little bit to create a little nub right there on the face. And again, you want to make sure all your rubber bands are not sticking out, so we'll fix it later. Now take our ears, put your hook through the loops. It should be 4 rubber bands, and we'll attach it to the ear pegs. Other side, same thing, put your hook through the loops. Should be 4 rubber bands, and sticking it to the ear peg. Sticking it on the ear peg like that. Put a holding rubber band around the eyes like that. That's all that we need. And let's put a cap band on the his bottom. Take a single rubber band and looping it 3 times to create 4 loops. Like so. Let's add the arms. Taking the arms, there should be 4 rubber bands on each, and we'll just attach it to the shoulder pegs there on both sides. Make sure you get all the rubber bands on the pegs. So that's his arms. Let's go under his bottom peg. Go under the cap bands, grabbing the top 2 and looping it right carefully onto itself. Go back in, grab the next 2, looping it to the side. Again, the last 2, looping it to the other side like that. Let's go on the left side or the right side. Hold his little toes down, the cap bands, and looping the 3 rubber bands onto itself. On the other side, same thing. Grab the bottom 3 bands and looping it onto itself, creating teardrops. Now we can do either side, whichever side you pick is fine. Just reach in, grabbing the bottom 2 bands, and very carefully release any tension. And loop up, creating teardrops as you go. Pull back the arms and looping it right onto the chin peg. Again, don't overstretch your rubber bands. Release any tension. Going to work on the other side, same thing. Grabbing the bottom 2 bands. And I'm on the shoulder now, on the left side. Same thing, just going in, grabbing the bottom 2 bands, and looping it onto itself. Center. Make sure you release any tension. And now we're in the chin peg. Go in there, pull all the rubber bands you looped up. Grab the top two and looping it very carefully. Release any tension. And looping it onto itself. It should be up to the nose area. Go back in, grab the next two, and very carefully looping it onto itself. Again, release any tension, don't break your rubber band. And the last two, mine's going to the right, and looping it onto itself. Let's add the cheek, taking a single red, and we're going to loop it 3 times to create 4 loops on a hook. Go in either side, grabbing the bottom 2 band, pulling it up very carefully, and scooching our cheek right onto that rubber band, those rubber bands, and looping it right onto itself, creating teardrops. Repeat on the other side, take your single red, looping it 3 times to create 4 loops. Go in, grab the bottom 2 band for your cheeks, and pulling the red right onto those rubber bands, and looping it right onto itself. Let's finish up the side of the face very carefully, pulling your band onto the ear peg. Now reach in, grabbing the bottom 2, and very carefully release any tension, and pulling it onto itself. Let's finish the other side. Go in, grabbing the bottom 2, again in the ear peg, grab the bottom 2, and looping it very carefully. It's tight because of the ears. Release your tension, and looping it onto the forehead. Finish up the center of the face, reach in, carefully to the very top peg. Let's take your single rubber band to do your slip knot. Put your hook right through the center, all the way to the bottom. Grab your single rubber band and tying it off to the top of this head. Let's take them off the loom. So there's Pikachu, and we're going to push his eyes out. And you can arrange it however you want. If you want more white, more black, or like this one, I put it mainly black and then pull a little white into it. You can do that, so you can arrange your eye however you want. I'm not going to really fix it here. And you want to pull your nose out a tiny bit. So there's just a little tiny nub. Center it. You don't want a huge nose. Pull his legs and his arms to where you want him. You can tuck in the charm string. And let's add the tail. We have it on our hook. Take a single brown, and I'm going to pull the tail right onto that single brown so we can attach it to the body. Now we're just working with 2 loops like that. Turn Pikachu around at his bottom. Put your hook through his bottom grabbing the loops, the two loops, and position your tail how you want the lightning to point. Grab the loops, pull it through, and you're going to very carefully open up your loops and pull through the lightning tail. Very carefully, don't break your rubber bands. There's your tail for Pikachu. And what I did here was I attached a C-clip so that way it would stay up. But you can just let it go. It's alright, seems to be staying up. So there's your Pikachu. I hope you like him. Thanks for watching.